was just thinking of the title of my video here, Welcome Back GoWISE Air Fryer Oven, and I singing the tune to Welcome Back Cotter in my head. It just popped in there. Anyway, if you've watched either of my last two videos, one live, one not, you'll see that I'm sending the Breville back to have the door checked or replaced on it. It is under warranty. They carry a 2-year warranty. This is more for safety precaution because it is in warranty. So for right now, the GoWISE air fryer oven is going to be sitting here for a while, and I really want to make it work for the more food, because as it stands, let me grab the two grates. These are the two grates for the air fryer oven, and this is wider but not deeper than the Breville, excuse me. I have a lot of wings I have to cook because I bought them and I need to cook them today. So I'm going to be cooking some again in the air fryer and some in the oven. I am going to do different temperatures because the ovens typically require more time and temperature, but we're going to see what happens. So let's get seasoning. So I have a ton of wings here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of them off, sit them on another tray. Each packet, there's a package, and there's 6 packages in the packet, and there's 4 per, so there's 24 wings. Usually I make about 12 to 16. So what I'm going to do here is, as usual, I'm going to just spray a little bit of Evo. Get those on there. And what I decided to do the other day was, I'm always sprinkling all the seasonings on, so I put equal parts of pink Himalayan salt, fresh ground pepper, and some granulated garlic in a container. Now I am going to put it in a shaker, something like this, but this was too small to hold more than a couple of tablespoons of each spice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the granulated garlic, whatever I have left, and I'm going to mix equal parts and shake it up. That way I don't have to keep crushing these individually. I can do it quick when I'm working. And then I'll just go out and buy another granulated garlic for the times I just need to use that one spice. So as it sits right now, I'm just going to grab the spices I have right in here, and I am going to put them on. See how much quicker that is? You spend a little more time in the beginning getting everything mixed up in the container, but now you have that. So I'm going to do, shouldn't have touched that with my hand. I'm going to do this side for this one. Actually, I can't because I got to spray those. So what I'm going to do is flip all of these really quickly. And I'm going to preheat the air fryers a little bit. Normally I would never preheat the air fryers, but I also don't want everybody sitting on for quite a long time. So I'll turn on the oven. Come on. It's being a little stubborn with the button because it's slipping. I'll have to fix that. It's preheating, but not on the setting I want. The oven was a little finicky with those buttons. I think they could have did a better job. I think I mentioned that originally. Still have to wash my hands in between. Let's get a little more, spray a little more oil on there. I think I'm gonna need a new can of this stuff. Oh, looks like I forgot to flip one. That's the advantage of laying these out all side up or down at the same time. You know you can't miss it. So let's get some more spices on there. Missed a couple of spots in a couple of places. Okay. So we got that. And I'm going to put some, I can usually fit 8 in the air fryer. So, in the traditional air fryer, I'll call it. So, let's get those in there so I can make up some more space here. We'll count how many I get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get 7 or 8 in there. These wings, usually I buy, they all have 24 wings in a package. I always buy the cheapest one, and I don't mean by cheaper. I mean by cheaper price, because that means the wings are smaller and they'll cook a little faster. So I'm not going to start that air fryer yet, but I am gonna pull this out here. I got my grate here, and I am gonna put these wings on here. I've got 6 of them, so I can prep those as well. And anybody who's bought an air fryer in the past knows that the first thing you got to do with the air fryer is cook fries or wings. So I always put the side, I always do one side, the other, then flip back for a couple of minutes at the end. So whatever side I want to look really nice after I'm done cooking, I put that side facing up. Let's see how many I got here. It's been so long since I've actually cooked wings on the oven that I don't remember how many I can actually fit on there. It's not as many as you would think. So let me turn these sideways. That might work out better in the end. We'll see. Yeah, it'll allow me to fit an extra row of wings on there. And it's not a big deal because I am actually going to put some under the tray. I just need to get these last couple of wings here seasoned up. Let me spray that down. Normally I wouldn't touch that can with dirty hands, but it's just about out, so. Yep, and that can has been exhausted. I haven't found a really good spritzer. Supposedly the Evo spritzer, it's like a hand spray. Hand pump, I should say. And a lot of people have liked that. Jack has mentioned it, I believe, and I think Booger as well. All right, let's get this moved. Get my plate here. And let's get those on. Dave Swanson, I like this. Hey, thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. Just as a reminder for those of you who haven't been checking out my channel, I have a giveaway that I'm doing. It's not sponsored, unless GoWISE wants to say, "Hey, we want to sponsor you." Again, you have a chance to win a Gotham steel crisper tray. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. And I think I said 7, so we got a good amount of wings here, I think. So I'm gonna rinse my hands quick so we can get this started. That's the thing, Dave. Nobody likes someone who's fake, people that everything's all peachy about. Now, my intent was to preheat both of these, but I didn't plug in the air fryer yet, and my hands were dirty. So I think this is set at 400 because I started to preheat it before I turned on the camera for 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, for this, I have pretty much down pat with the size wings I would normally have. I'll leave these wings bigger. I'm going to do 15, or almost, give or take, maybe a few minutes less. Then flip them for another 8 to 10 minutes, and then flip them over for a final minute. Sorry, I meant to do 370, so 370. So 12 to 15, 8 to 10, and then a couple of minutes more at 400 to really crisp that up. Now, we got the oven back there. I need to change the menu, but it's not going to let me do that unless I power cycle this thing and then cycle through again. That's the real annoying part with this. Okay. There we go, 400 for 15. So, and now with this, I'm going to have to kind of figure it out how I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to put the tray with less at the bottom. Sorry, my big head's in the way, I'm sure. Okay. The top rack fits a little snug in this one, so I wasn't sure if it was binding on some wings. So I may lower that middle rack a little bit, but the intent here is to maybe cook 10 minutes, switch the racks up and down for 5 more minutes, then flip that over and do like, maybe 6 minutes, and then swap the racks for the rest of the 4 and see if I can get similar results. So that I don't forget, because when I talk, I have a tendency to forget things, is I'm going to set my timer on my microwave for about 12 minutes and wipe the stove down just a little bit, because I did make quite a bit of mess sprinkling stuff. Sorry, you've been looking at messing around with the placement of the camera, and I goofed up my settings here, trying to find a new angle. I was going to do an angle from the other side of the kitchen, but I found it was probably not going to work out. So there's going to be, let me get my charger plugged back in here. So that's my low power. Thanks, David. Another David. As I was saying, I don't know if you just joined, but I have a contest, not a contest, a giveaway going. So if you watch my video from last night, and that'll explain what I'm giving away. You just have to like, subscribe, share, and say you want to win, because some people don't qualify, like family members, for instance, and some people who live outside of the U.S., so they may just want to say some words. So you need to make sure that you say, like, I want to win, or give me a chance, thanks, this is good, whatever, something like that. So if you don't say you want to win in one way, shape, or form, I'm going to kind of not ignore those entries, but I'll assume that they don't qualify for one reason or another. Bonita, hi Bonita. I am still on keto, and this has been coming up, and then people have asked me on more than one occasion, will I go through what I eat in a typical day? So while these are going, I'm going to answer some of those questions. So am I on keto? Yes, I am on keto. I call it semi-keto, or semi-keto, however you want to say semi. And the reason why I say that is my younger brother looks great, lost a lot of weight, but he has follows a strict regimen of, work, eat, and work out. And he probably he's aware of what he's eating, what he's intaking for fat, protein, and carbs. I'm not. I kind of like, just make sure I don't eat bread, sugar, and starches, things of that nature. I don't drink soda or caffeine either now, since December with the caffeine and soda. And, so I'm careful about what I eat. I also eat 2 meals a day. I used to eat breakfast, and by breakfast I meant I would have, they're called Belgian crackers. Let me see if I have some to show you. They're Belgian crackers. They're these things right here. Now, I never paid much attention to them. I go, oh, they're fiber breakfast cookies. They'll be fine. But the carbs in these things were actually pretty astronomical. Total carbs, 35 grams. That's almost 2 days worth of carbs for what I'm doing, or for what keto really is about. Or in general, carbs you like to try to keep under 20, unless you're eating bread. Hey Beth, just be careful. No peeking over, so I'll talk. So I don't eat breakfast anymore. Do I miss it? Sure, sometimes. But with keto, you try to fast, and people say, like, and I didn't really realize this until it was brought up to me at one point. I don't remember if it was my brother, probably my brother, is, ideally you want to do like an 18-6 fast, and what that means is you eat within a 6-hour period and you don't eat within the 18. Now that sounds like a lot. However, what you can do is eat breakfast an hour later and eat dinner an hour earlier. That way you get 2 extra hours on each end for fasting, and don't snack in between, because that's kind of the strict regimen like my brother follows. My issue with that is I was just hungry, so I usually follow like a 16-8,
It really depends because I have to have something. So in the morning, I will, if I'm hungry, I'll have maybe a couple of cubes of cheese. I get that Cracker Barrel cheese, the big block, and I chop it up in small cubes, throw it in a Ziploc bag, and I'll have a couple of cubes, and that's usually good. Or I get from the deli sliced pepperoni, I'll have a couple of pieces, that's good. My brother says the problem with that is, A, you're not fasting, B, your sugar levels, and that's not what he said, I'm trying to think what it was. Your insulin levels, react to that kind of thing. So, you're not fasting anymore. B, your insulin levels. Now, I don't have, sorry, the words are coming out of my mouth. I'm not diabetic. But, it does affect your insulin levels when you do that. So I try to eat lunch at noon. I try to eat dinner by 6. So that's 6 hours. But admittedly so, at 8 o'clock, I might grab some pork rinds, which are 0 carbs, as a snack, or I get the keto ice cream. I buy the Rebel brand. This whole pint is 5 grams. Now, it's not as good as Breyers, which I used to get the Breyers vanilla, but the Breyers vanilla is like, a scoop is like 18 grams of carbs. But Rebel, it's $6 a pint, and I've tried them, most of them. I've been buying the vanilla for myself, but I decided to try cookie dough, and actually cookie dough is not bad. It's better than the vanilla in my opinion. And I get my wife the mint chocolate chip. But Stop and Shop doesn't seem to carry it, but Star Market does, and then maybe Market Baskets or some other stores. You can also order it directly from the company. They'll ship it to you in like dry ice or something. But if you only order a couple, the shipping's large. But if you order 1 or 2 cases, 2 cases I think shipping's free. So if I want to get some of that cookie dough, I'll probably have to order it by the case from Rebel Direct. Hi there, this is Janice. You know what? You should try using it. Mother's Day is next week, so I don't know if you mean you just got it for Mother's Day or you got it a year ago for Mother's Day. It's a good brand. I bought it last year from Amazon. Very helpful. Yeah, so let me put this back in the freezer. And the thing about Rebel ice cream, you need to let it sit out for 45 minutes to an hour before you eat it because it's really hard ice cream. So you have a choice. You leave it out for 45 minutes or you can stick it in the nuker for 25 seconds or something like that. But that's just so you know. So if I'm going to have this, I'll take it out like 7:15, 7:30, and I'll have it for 8 o'clock. I used to eat the whole thing, but now I don't care to, which is good because my body's adjusting. So, this is a few scoops of ice cream, but I can do with just half of this. What else? So we're down to 6 minutes. So this has been for 9. I'm just going to check it quick. It's still got plenty of time. I'm not going to do it to the checking in the GoWISE oven because I can actually see it. There is a light. It's not a very good light, but the regular air fryer can recover its heat so much better than the oven there. So other things about keto, they ask, typically what I eat. Well, I never used to eat a lot of red meat at all, whether it was meatballs or steak or whatever. Chicken, I ate a lot of chicken. And I like chicken, but sometimes it's too much. Since I've been on keto, I've been eating more red meat. I still eat fish, try to eat fish every once. I should eat it once a week fish, like I'll buy codfish from BJ's, but I end up finding myself, I forget about it, and I'll only have it once a month or once every few weeks or something. The red meat I probably have too much of now. Hereditary, I have high cholesterol, and when I first went to lower my cholesterol many years ago, I was eating Arby's every day. I was getting a chicken sandwich, fries, and a diet soda. But it was at that point when I was eating the chicken, even though it was deep fried, that my cholesterol dropped tremendously. So I know that red meat really isn't ideal. But my brother has this thing that, he doesn't like the old school doctors because of the way they think and the way they thought. Because if you look back in the day, eggs are bad, butter's bad, get margarine. You know, don't do this. And now they're coming back and say, oh, don't eat margarine. That's the worst thing for you. Well, eggs is now the perfect food, you know. Granted, egg whites is what I ate more of. I used to buy like 5 dozen eggs from BJ's when I first moved here, and I would have egg whites all the time. I ended up tossing the yolks, but you get sick of it after a while. So that's what it is. So typical meal, you know, I'll do chicken, a vegetable, whether it's broccoli or something like that, and I don't always do a vegetable. What I like about my taco casserole is it has everything in it. It's got you know, meat, veggies, and all that stuff. And I've been doing it usually with ground beef and Italian sausage. I think I'm going to do it with either turkey or ground chicken next, or maybe I'll do I'll cook a whole chicken in the crock pot or something like that, and separate it out. And then I got this idea from a couple of people that you take a blender, you know, a hand mixer, and you put it right in the crock pot, and it just shreds up the chicken for you. It's really a great idea. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. I also made like 4 racks of ribs yesterday. I made barbecue, hot sauce, and the other couple were plain. I didn't eat any with the barbecue, but I'm working on a keto / low carb barbecue sauce because I really miss that taste. My brother says make your own. It's not that hard, but trying to get the ingredients here without driving all over the place. I could order from Amazon, but Amazon charges a premium for a lot of that stuff. So my understanding is that Sweet Baby Ray's now has, or has for some little time now, a no sugar or a low sugar barbecue sauce. I don't know how it will compare, but it's something I'd like to try. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the oven here. I'll see if I can swing this around. Probably not too well. We'll see. I'm going to pop this open. Yeah, this is probably going to have to go the full 15 minutes before I even decide to turn it. And I will probably swap the shelves in a little bit. What I'm going to do here is also, we've been doing 12 minutes in the GoWISE. Let's take a look. I'm going to let those go a little longer. So I'll let those go. Again, the chicken's bigger, so usually it doesn't go that long. So that's what I'm going to do. So this will actually take longer than I wanted it to, and I apologize for that. Yesterday when I did a live, when I did the ribs, what I did was I started the ribs in the pressure cooker. So when I went live, they were just about done with the first round of ribs, first 2 racks, and I showed the prep of the second rack. So then I just, you know, did the swap. So the video was much shorter. That was the intent, but I ended up talking too much, and unfortunately, it was longer than I had anticipated. What else about keto? I have. This is my brother's secret recipe here of different things and mixtures and quantities. That's going to be a substitute for a lot of things. So instead of pork rinds, that will be something I could put in meatballs and my also my meatloaf, and also I can make like carb-free, pretty much carb-free tortillas. So that's going to be awesome. So instead of using the fathead dough, which has, you know, maybe 5 carbs for a couple of those, that's going to have like maybe one carb. So that's going to be pretty good. I don't know how they're going to turn out or what the texture is going to be, but a lot of the time, all you really need is your brain to see bread and think you're eating bread, and that's enough. You know, that's why when I had the low carb pizza, I mean, I saw that it looked like dough. It didn't taste like dough, but it looked like it. It had the texture and everything. So it worked for my brain. You know, you trick your brain with that kind of thing. So what else? So I have not given up on the pork rinds for ingredients. However, I have some things I'm going to be testing out for my latest nachos. I'll share that. I haven't really had time to film a lot, and I apologize. I used to do anywhere up to 4 to 8 videos a month, but I've been struggling between work and personal time, and now that we have the dog, that it needs, not it, the dog needs a lot of attention. You know, taking it for walks for an hour here and there. But I'm really hoping that I can do something soon to kind of get back on track. And that's the other reason why I like the live these days. Like I did last time, there's no editing involved. They are kind of long. However, it allows me to get the content out there. There's a certain audience that likes the live videos. You know, not a lot. You get a couple hundred views, but that's okay. I'm not here necessarily for the views, but the more views I have. Okay, the chicken is now beeping here. So I'm actually gonna turn this back to wings again, so keep cooking. And the air fryer probably is ready to turn. Yep. So if you see that, now those don't look overly crisp. However, I'm gonna flip it, cook it 10 minutes, and then flip it back over for a few at a higher temperature. And so I'm not necessarily worried about them looking overly crisp right now. And because I have all the wings facing the same ways, I've had a habit in the past, or not a habit, but by accident, I would forget which ones I've turned when I'm doing multiple turns. This way, there's no forgetting which ones you've already flipped them out. All right. So these wings are big. I usually could fit another wing or two in here. All right. So we'll get these in here. I don't use the default settings anymore. So 370. We'll set that for 10 minutes, and then we'll go back and we will flip them again for a couple more minutes at 400. There's the oven. Now this is where the fun starts. Is trying to figure out how to switch shells easily. And I don't think it will be easy. It might not be too bad. Okay. So 400, I'm gonna, now you can't just change the time or anything, you gotta say hey temperature or hey time, you press it. Now I can lower that down to let's say 8 minutes. And once that's done, I'll have to take out each rack, flip them over, and put them back in. Like I said, the oven takes a long time to recover as far as that. I know people love these ovens. Sorry, I missed the question. Do you buy cauliflower crust for your pizza? So, the short answer is, no, there is no short answer. One of the waitresses, our usual waitresses at Uno's, she turned me on to the cauliflower crust that they had there. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. You know, she goes, it's really good. And she's such a great waitress. I'm like, I don't know if I want it. She goes, wait a minute. She runs out back. She brings out a pizza, opens the box, try it. So I ate it. I said, hey, that's good. She goes, yeah, I got it for tonight for me to eat. I go, I didn't want your pizza. She goes, that's okay. It's a slice of pizza. You're an awesome waitress. And she's really good to my daughter too. So anyway, I had her check the ingredients for me, and it does have like rice or rice type in there, so it does have carbs. So I am looking to do something with a keto dough for pizza using cauliflower. I haven't gotten there yet. So I hope that answers your question. But if you have a link to a cauliflower crust, I've seen people make it. Well, it looks like there's a lot. Oh, you gotta drain it, get all the water out real good. But I've been seeing what other people are doing to save time on that. So again, I hope that answers your question. My dad likes G-Huge sugar-free barbecue sauce at your local supermarket for about $3. Okay. David, I'm gonna try to find this barbecue sauce you're talking about and see if I can find it. Probably not at a supermarket here, but I'll look for it. Maybe the website will tell me who sells it and who doesn't. Okay. What else? I still got some of those. I made meatballs. They came out super awesome. I don't know if you caught that video. Using the pork rinds instead of breadcrumbs. I did it twice. The first time I didn't care for it, but I learned from the first time, and I did it the second time, and they're great. I still have some. And with some, they were just meatballs. Some I put cheddar cubes inside, and then some with the cheddar cubes wrapped in bacon, and those were awesome. So, as you can see, I'm eating a lot of pork, ground beef, or red meat, and chicken. And I still love chicken. One of the things I really miss is breaded chicken cutlets. However, that should be solved pretty soon. I'll try to get the video out. What I've been doing is I will have a breadcrumb substitute for my chicken parm. And then there'll be a little bit of sauce. I'll be careful because a couple of tablespoons of sauce, even the Rayo's brand, I like my own better. but it has like a 5 carbs, I think it is. Let me see here. Actually, half a cup is 4 carbs. So I know a quarter cup is 4 tablespoons, so that's 8 tablespoons. 8 tablespoons, I can make 2 personal pizzas. I only need a few tablespoons. So I'll make the cutlets, put a little sauce on it, and then put some cheese, and finally have my chicken parm again. Other people have recommended doing, what did you have, the squash noodles? What was it called? Zucchini noodles. My wife didn't care for the zucchini noodles too much, but it could be a better way to prep it. I like regular pasta over spaghetti, but that might be something I'm willing to consider, especially since this, again, only 4 carbs. If that's my big meal for the day and I only keep everything under 2 carbs, you're all set. But remember, high fat, mid protein, lower no carb. Play this back. Hey, Jack, how are you, buddy? Many of you don't know Jack. He had been inspiration for some of the foods. One of the ones he did and told me about that I made was, got really big onion, and I cut out like a 1-inch section and took out the biggest ring and like a couple of sizes smaller, and I stuffed ground beef in there. Well, I got ground beef and I mixed like cheddar cheeses in there and stuff, and there's something else, I don't remember, and then stuffed it inside the onion ring, right? Or the onion, the 2 onions in there, and I wrapped it in bacon, and that's all keto. That's got keto all written all over it, and for that, it came out better in the air fryer than it did in, let me roll this, sorry. It came out better in the air fryer than it did on my grill outside. I was kind of shocked. But do that with keto biscuit rolls. I still got enough. I might make a small pizza out of that. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. And let me see here. I mean, this isn't ready to even be flipped yet. I did reverse the shells, so you know that. So what do we got here? We got 370 left on this timer here. 5 minutes. Yeah, so I'm gonna, this looks like it's almost ready to flip, so I know I said I was gonna do this about, we did the 15, the 10, and then a few more minutes at a higher temperature to crisp everything up. Again, these are bigger wings than normal. And for those who missed the first few minutes and don't go back, is BJ's has these packets. There's like 6 packets in one big sheet, 4 wings in each. And it's usually, I buy the $15 ones because it's less weight, smaller wings, cooks faster. This was like $19. So that's, close to a 30% increase in price, which means that much more wings. So I did expect these to take longer to cook overall. And one other thing that I had mentioned is I'm now pre-mixing my spices, the pink Himalayan salt, the fresh ground pepper, and the garlic powder, or granulated garlic, I should say. And I mix it in here because it's so much easier. You can see it getting out of there a little. It's so much easier to just grab it and sprinkle it on. So, but my salt shaker is too small, so I'm going to take this, measure what's left, and add those 3, shake it, mix it up really good, and then I'll buy another one of these. So when I'm trying to be quick about cooking something, that's great. But when I do a video, I like to show and I'll grind it up just so you can see. But sometimes you really need to be quick with something, or for the sake of argument, you make an ingredient, you need a tablespoon of each. Now instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, now I just grab this and boom, done. Granted, it may not be perfectly mixed. You might get more one than the other, but that's okay. So the wings still don't look like they're ready to be flipped, unfortunately. So I'm going to pick up the time here. That's why I hate, if you press and hold, if you press it one at a time, it goes down 1 minute at a time. But if you press it really quick, it goes up by 10 minutes. See that? So I'm kind of not a fan of how it does that. I had talked to GoWISE, and I hope they take some of my suggestions at heart. They probably won't, but I hope they do. So what I'm actually going to do here is take these out so I can flip them. I want to keep this door closed as much as possible.
So this one was originally on top. After, what did I do, 15 minutes or something? I flipped them over. And so I am going to actually now flip these. I wish I had my food gloves, they're like silicone food gloves, because it would be much faster to flip these by hand. I don't want to flip them by hand now because I'm sure to burn myself. And I will put this rack back on top when I'm done, when I put these back in, because you can see these started to brown up pretty nicely. Now, if I was only going to cook 8 of these, air fryer 100% of the way. If I was going to use this to cook more, the only thing is you got to be more attentive to it to, you know, mix the shelves around. So again, it's not a perfect solution. It's unfortunate, but I don't think anybody will ever change my mind about, you know, the air fryer, how well it does over that. So let me now get this back on top. And I gotta grab this somehow because it, the way it went in. This on the bottom. I could probably even put this even lower so there's more air circulation. We're gonna try that. So the bottom shelf and one up. And this tray is a little messed up because the way the machine was formed. And I think I've explained this once. You got the 3 guides, the metal plate on the side, or the tin, or whatever you want to call it, and they have those indentations for the 3 trays. Well, the sides of mine are misaligned. I'm over exaggerating, so all the shelves sit a little bit crooked. But GoWISE has been good, and they've been taking care of any issues that I've been having. I don't know what I did with my napkins here, so I'll be grabbing a few more here. Okay. So, that being said now, yeah, so GoWISE had replaced that unit. So, I know some people have had a problem. I've got a question. Yeah, what's your question, Jack? Oh yeah, these look awesome. You can see these. I'm listening, Jack. I could see this. So here is my wings now. The other side still looks pretty good. So again, I originally did 15 minutes on this side, then 10 minutes on this back side. Now I'm going to put it back in at 400 for a few minutes to get these bad boys nice and crisp. I like the presentation of the top side or bottom side, whatever. This more crisp than the other side. Presentation reasons. So put that back in. If you press this once, you can go through the settings and go over that. I don't care for that stuff. I want to go. Come on. I like to just do it manually. It's much quicker that way. Of course, I did that. So we're going to put this down to let's say 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And we'll check to see how it looks. Why don't you separate the fat from the drummer? You know, you bring up a good point. Just cutting those useless little wingy thingies off, it's time consuming because, you know, I gotta find places in the sink to do it. And I don't know, I guess it's time and a little bit of laziness, to be honest with you. If Purdue offered it that way, you know, pre-cut up, actually you can buy it that way from Purdue. It's like, but of course it's in a bag, frozen with their own spices and everything on it. I guess, Jack, it's probably laziness. However, I am willing to try it after you do it first, right? Yeah, I could. I just, you know, we eat around everything, you know what I mean? So, well, sometimes I don't even eat around it. I eat everything. Except for that cartilage in there. So, it's the light in here is useless, so I do have to open this up. You know what I do have? I brought the hot sauce to my sister's yesterday. However,
I did keep some of the hot sauce I made. This is my younger brother's recipe. So I'll use the rest of that up. Oh yeah, that smells so good. I can't tell you when I gave up barbecue wings, when I used to I loved grilling the chicken on the grill. But then I stopped because, you know, I couldn't do it. But I've refound my love for hot wings, and I don't like too spicy. But the fact that it's something other than chicken, you know. And I don't need to put all the spices on there when I do the chicken, but, you know, just, it's easier, you know, because, you know, me and my wife, I can have all hot wings. My wife wants some of each, and my daughter will just have the regular wings. And that's the way it goes. I think they're all afraid of the bone. My wife is afraid of eggs and, like, the bone. She, like, doesn't want to eat too close to the bone. And my daughter kind of similar. I don't know if she picks that up from my wife or not, but that's kind of what it is. All right, let's take a look to see what this looks like here. We're almost there. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, to be honest with you. I'm almost tempted to take out some of these wings here and throw those in the air fryer, but that's all right. I am going to take one of these bowls. That's what I mix the wings in. Or actually, I could do it in a small bowl. Let's see if this covers well. Yeah, it might work. The bigger the bowl, the easier it is to mix it all up. I'm not one of those fancy wing mixing people. But I think what I'd like to do is, I picked this up by accident. It's Frank's Buffalo wing sauce. And I meant to pick up just the regular hot sauce and make my own wing sauce. So after this is gone, I'll go and buy the regular stuff. But I still add my own extra ingredients to this to give it a little more kick. I must have missed a comment in here. No, I didn't. Thanks, David. Just check GU. Sending something. I gotcha. You know, so I saw the G Hughes thing, but now is that like a store brand G Hughes, or is that the actual brand of the sauce itself? So if someone can clarify that. Look at that. Now, my camera's not picking that up well, at least through the display, but that looks so freaking good right now. So I'm gonna unplug my air fryer, folks, and I'm gonna grab the most scrumptious looking one. See how much nicer these smaller ones are? So I'm gonna grab a couple of those first. Just a couple. And the air fryer oven, again, turned off. Got here. Let's hit this to go to wings again. 400. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick up this temperature, to be honest with you, to 425. Oh, won't let me do 425. All right, 420. And I'm going to shift the shelves in a bit, but that's okay because this gives me time to test out these wings. So what I'm going to do here is actually I want to try one just with the Frank's Red Hot. Or not Red Hot. Yeah, Red Hot. But just, bugger. Sorry, I'm not showing you. Now that's a little overdoing it with the sauce there. However, it'll make shaking easier. There we go. Now that chicken's probably going to be too hot to eat, so that's my goof. So I am going to take that piece of chicken out. Maybe get some more of that sauce on there. Put it in another plate. And then grab a couple of these pieces here. And this one. And I am going to dump my hot sauce on there. I don't have any Sweet Baby Ray's, So otherwise I do a kickoff with that. But Sweet Baby Ray's is a pretty good sauce. It does have some other ingredients in it, you know, that you may or may not want, you know, from a healthy eating standpoint. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. You can see the color difference too. Oh, let's shake that up a little bit more. Thanks, David. I'm gonna try that out. Nice. Oh, nice. And think that. Yeah. So, Greg, you're right. So I have some spices in there. I have some mustard in there, as well as some organic butter, unsalted. I think I got that right. Now this thing is smoking right now, and I'm going to end up burning my face off. But it's all for you. Ooh, it's got some kick. Ooh. I had it yesterday. I don't know why it's affecting me like that today. All right, I'm going to swap the shells around for this. Same thing with the Breville, is you never get that same level of crisp with the wings. Even when it's done cooking and it reaches like 170 degrees or whatever you like to cook it at. Now, I love drumsticks, don't get me wrong, but lately with the wings, I like having the winglet, as I call it. That's so friggin' good. Ooh. Back in the day, when I was almost 50 pounds heavier, 3 months ago, I would get insulted by people saying, "Oh, he looks disgusting." I still eat the same way. I'm just not as heavy as I was. So that's pretty good. Now, I'm going to try the one with the sauce that I kind of made up. I'll let my brother do. Huh. First I was going to say, not as spicy. The one that I made, which was weird. Because it's the same base sauce. But now it's starting to kick up. So I think it's just because I really didn't have much of a lunch today. I opted to take the dog out. So I just had a few cubes of cheese, a couple of things of pepperoni, and some pork rinds. Just finished trying this piece. That's really good. Make no mistake, the air fryer, the only thing that's going to make wings better is if you deep fry them. But I don't deep fry food. I think I did a couple of times in a video, just for the video. Skin is the best part. And that's the other thing. Try not to chew with my mouth open. Remember, you also used to hear, besides don't eat eggs and don't eat butter, eat margarine, is don't eat the skin, it's bad for you. Well, it's not as bad for you as they once thought, right? I really want to test one of the wings out in the air fryer before I disconnect here. I will. The question is, do you guys have enough patience to stick around? And it would stick for probably a couple of reasons. Is it was refrigerated, although I did refrigerate the regular wing sauce too. only to get it out of the Lazy Susan to make some room. The butter probably thickened it up as well. I am going to pull out this shelf a little bit because it's been so long since I've cooked wings in these. I don't know what color to look for on the wings to know that they're done, so I'm going to use a probe. I never probe anything in the air fryer much anymore because I know. It's telling me it's cooked. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to flip it that third time to get that top side some crisp again. So let's make a little room here. Sure doesn't do much. All right. So they have a nice golden color to it, but not quite what I wanted. Now the other side looks pretty good. Actually, looks more crisp. So it must be the way that oven circulates. And I think I might have mentioned something. I think I already turned that one. See, it's good that they're all facing the same direction. The same side, I mean. These wings are considerably larger than what I used to do. And I think this one here that I'm working on, this rack, this was on the top. So I'm going to put this on the bottom to let it finish off. And then if I have to, I'll take out the tops at once and then leave these in for another minute or two. I don't know how much time has passed, but it's at least a good 10 minutes. Put those back in. These up on top. The wings definitely is going to make a bigger mess in here to clean up. That wing is kind of coming off. And the other thing that kind of bothers me is the drippings. Now, once it's cooked, but during the initial drippings, you know. I'm going to keep this pan available. That's because it's going to make a mess. When I pull it out, I got to sit on something. Skin was bad for us. We wouldn't be covered with it. Yeah, exactly. Jack, you're funny. Alright, so let's try another one of these wings here. I know the dog's not here because you'll be standing right under me right now. Same thing what they say about bacon. I already screwed up the joke. You know, if we weren't supposed to eat bacon, why do they make pigs taste so good or something? I'm sure you guys don't want to see me eat. I put a poll up on my YouTube. I know 90-something% of people are more interested in the food. But I have other content, it's work and stuff. I'm starting my home automation series. I'm updating some 30-year-old equipment I have that I had for Automation X10. But they're going to be long videos. But I put a survey up about that if you guys are interested. Got a text message here. Wait for later. Alright, I'll keep that wing aside just in case my mother listening, my wife wants it. Let's take a quick look here, I'm going to pump up this temperature just a little bit for the last couple minutes. They look okay, but they're definitely not crisp like the air fryer. I'll have to figure out a way. Now that being said, the Breville's the same way, so it's not like it's these air fryer ovens. They're bigger, you know, heating a bigger area with that circulation. Because my, what is it? I think this one is 1700 watts. It's 1600 watts, or is this 1800 watts? I always forget. But this thing is now for what month are we in? We're in May. So I've had this for 1 year, 9 months, and it's still going. Granted, there was an unfortunate incident where the latch failed, and I had to replace the basket. But yeah, I have a video out on that. You know, let's see here. I still got 15 people on there. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and share my videos. And don't forget, for those of you who just joined, I have a giveaway going. Go to my YouTube page. You got to be subscribed, like, make a comment that you want to win, and share the video. That's the way it's going to be. And it's only for the contiguous 48 states here in the U.S., unfortunately, because of just shipping out of the country is too many problems, and shipping to Alaska and Hawaii would cost me an arm and a leg, unfortunately. So sorry about that part. Okay, I'm gonna do one more temperature check on these, make sure all is good. That one looks like the medium one. So I'm going to shut this off. Now this fan will stay on just like the Breville for a period of time to help cool down the unit. And one of the things is, as soon as you select it, those of you may have missed, when you go through the menu and you select something, let's say wings, you can either press the on button for it to start, or after you don't touch anything for, 6 seconds, I think it was supposed to be, it'll automatically start itself. But the nice thing about the oven is you can actually hit the off button and it'll shut off. Unlike these air fryers, I've yet to see one of this style here that you could actually power off without either pulling out the drawer or unplugging it. There's no off-on on the panel. Someone had brought that question up yesterday or today, and about one of the other ones, the Gourmet, and it's the same deal with all of these. The oven, I assume they do that because you're leaving it out, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. But let's get those out of there. Okay, take out the top one first. Those actually look pretty nice. See if I can get them to balance. I'm actually going to raise these up a little bit and just turn on the wings for a couple of minutes just to get those crisp, because they crisp uneven because of the way they sit. And oh, look at that. I guess I missed one. And I know that because, that's too bad. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick it back in there so I can get that side crisped up. Alright, so I should probably taste this without putting the wing sauce on it first so I can get the crisp texture, but that's actually not that bad. It's not as good as the air fryer. I'm going to grab a small one because those cook up the fastest. Let's see if you want to compare one of those to one of these. You see that difference in there? It just doesn't compare. Because nothing compares. Alright. So, I know I have a container with hot sauce here somewhere. There it is. Let's get that last bit of sauce in there. Let's flip this over.
Sorry about the rickety rack. Probably hurting some ears right now. There we go. There it is. Greg Miller, look at you. Thank you very much. Greg has been very generous. I thank you. I still have to order from there. I filled up my cart and I never did the checkout because I was asking my brother what I should do as far as the nuts. So I'll actually show you what I did for one instance. I had to go move to a bigger container right here. I bought a big, 3 big bags of what do they call them? Half pecans, walnuts, and almonds, and mix them in a big container. And I shake it up. I just grab a handful, like a quarter cup, because that's about 2 to 4 carbs, probably close to 4 carbs, and eat them. Or I throw them in a Ziploc bag if I got to go on a trip, and they're really good. Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate that. Okay, here it is. I mean, they're still good wings. They don't have the crisp level. So, I'll give you my thoughts after this last bite. So, here's the deal. The GoWISE air fryer oven, first retest. The wings came out good. If you're gonna sauce them up, you're not gonna really notice the difference. But if you like crispy wings, you know, you will notice the difference. With the GoWISE air fryer oven, let me take out these wings here. I'm gonna sit them on the plate. Clean. Obviously, you're gonna clean this up, but I know you don't want to see my barrel, but you're going to see my barrel. I'm going to dump out the oils that were in here. You could see all that oil being dumped in there. Not bad. Okay. And of course, again, this has to be washed. I've been throwing in this in the dishwasher. Now, when you go over and you look up this thing, yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a treat here. Have this. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Yeah, it's still contained, but you got a lot of drippy mess going on in there. And I'm gonna put this back in. It looks like it'll be easier to wipe down the inside of that with the, I don't know if it's stainless in there or not, but there's a heck of a lot of splatter in there. Heck of a lot. So I'll have to wipe that down good. I'm not sure if you've tried, but I order all my herbs, but like 40 a pound for lots of stuff, consistent quality. Yes, great. And I don't know if you caught that or if you missed it. I actually started filling up my cart from nuts.com after your last comment. I just you and somebody else mentioned it. It was I don't know if it was Janice or Benita or one of the my watchers here, but yeah, because quality, you know, good nuts are expensive, you know, especially like pecans or cashews or something like that. So I'm going to do something I do not think has been done. Beer can chicken. You know, I don't know if
I don't think you can get a chicken to stand up in this thing. You got the I think like a Gen 1 product, I think, of your air fryer, Jack. It's the original Power Air Fryer XL. That's a Gen 1. They also have their Gen 2 product, which is the same thing as the internals are identical to this. This is the same as the Todd English, identical. It's the same, just a silk screen, different name on it, kind of thing. But I'd be interested if you could get that to fit in there. So that was a total of, again, 24 wings, but if you were going to a bar, that would be 48 of their wings, because they break them in half again. And I think I paid 20 bucks for this batch. And if I went to the bar, they give you 8 of those little winglets, just 4 wings, and they charge you 10 to 12 bucks, right? So 4 times 6, so 6, it would have costed me $60, $70 if I had gone out to eat this, plus tip, and you know you're gonna get something to drink. Well, water I get, but so instead of $19, I paid $19 instead of $60, $70. Granted, I used some Hypercare and stuff, but hey. Yeah. Let me see what we got on the ticker here. We have an hour and 5. I like to keep these at an hour or a little bit over.
I need to get a microwave.
1 second. How much?
Just reheating it for 30.
30.
And I have a couple.
Yeah. You can have anything. These I'm saving for Natalia. Like that. That one I think might be sauce.
Which ones can I have?
Any of the ones you want except for those 3. Buddy has a little bit of a tummy ache, so we're giving them something to help settle his stomach. I'm not going to put it on the screen, it's just going to sit on the bottom. Okay, yeah, on the bottom of that, I know what you're saying. Yeah, gotta get something out again. So, once again, thank you very much for joining me. The air fry oven is still not a regular air fryer, never will be. But I'm going to keep working on it, hoping that I can get something that works out for me here. Well, the Breville, or the Breville, I always say Breville. The Breville is away getting its door fixed. So again, thank you. Don't forget, I've got the giveaway going, so check out the video I posted last night. For your chance to win, follow the rules. Got to be a subscriber, like, share the video, and put in the comments that you want to win. If you don't put in you want to win, I'm going to assume that you don't qualify because you're out of the U.S. or live in Alaska or Hawaii. So make sure you do that. If you didn't, go back and make another comment. Or just your old one. I pick up the red GoWISE air fryer after watching yours. So far, so good. Yeah. So it's interesting that a lot of times the nice color ones, like the red, the purple, or plum, whatever, they're cheaper now. They go down to like 72 bucks. You know, I paid 130 for this one when I first bought it, but now they hover anywhere between 70 and $100, depending, you know, on any given day. Just make sure when you buy it off Amazon, it says Prime or it says by GoWISE USA. I prefer Prime, that way if you have an issue, because everything has issues, no matter how good it is, Amazon is really good at taking care of it. After that, you can go back to, hey, thanks Greg, I appreciate on both fronts. So that's pretty good. And I'm actually believe I'm going to be giving away my air fryer, not in a contest. I'm going to be down one air fryer, give it to somebody who's looking for one locally here. So that will be going away. It's too expensive to ship. It will cost me $30 to ship an air fryer. Otherwise, I will give it to one of my viewers. So unless you live 2 blocks from me, it wouldn't work out for shipping wise. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so you know when I put out a new video. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to unplug the air fryer, folks. You stole my line. I'm finished eating my chicken.
Here goes sweetheart. There you go. There's a nice dinner for Buddy.
Yep, Greg, I agree. One of the sites I was visiting had 1.7 million subscribers. And I forget what the site name was, but I'm not going to give them any recognition. you post it and they gotta approve it, which is fine. There's 2 sites that do that. And they were approving my first post, and then and when I was doing that, I was getting tons of subscribers coming in after that, and I assume it's from those guys. But now they're not approving my pictures. They're sitting, it says I have 6 waiting to be approved. That's over the last few months. So I think that's why my channel stopped growing too, because some of those channels, they see me as a threat. I'm guessing, I don't know that for a fact. But it's a YouTube video. I show pictures, I show the ingredients, and then later I'll post a link to the video. But I think it's just kind of the little click there. They don't want to be part of that. So I have to find something else. I'm not a chef. I cook a lot of these finger foods, you know. So do I get fancy when I cook it? I used to. I used to eat a lot of breads. I do make a pasta, chicken cutlet parmesan, garlic breads, and some other things. You know, a lot of high carb stuff. But I kind of cut back on that stuff. Meat, cranium, ballistic barbecue, all the others. All right, Greg, I'm going to do that. I'll look for them on both YouTube, Facebook, etc. Yeah. And their webpage. So again, thanks a lot, everyone. I really appreciate you sticking around. If you missed this video, you'll be able to replay it probably in a half an hour. It'll be available, published. That's the way YouTube does it. So we'll see you later. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Jack. Howard, thank you. Janice and Beth and David and other David and Benita, and I think I got everybody. And again, special shout out to Greg. Thank you for your donation. Much appreciated. Christy's cooking channel. You'll get. Oh, Christy's a riot. You'll have to watch my video of my sausage, of my cheddar and bacon stuffed sausage, because that's what I made it. So just look, Mario Monti, sausage, cheddar, bacon. I have 2 videos out, but the first one, that's the one I mentioned, Christy. You know, that it's tomorrow I can now make it. So yeah, she's great. She hadn't posted in a while, but she started posting again. She's actually going to be doing the low carb, her and is it Lloyd? I want to say Lloyd. I think I got the name wrong, but yeah. Anyway, got some people waiting to eat here. They're staring at my food, so I'll talk to you soon. Thank you all very, very much. We'll see you soon.